The obvious reason being that the sticky side helps the next turn adhere to itself, like so. So you can let go and it'll stick to itself. You overlap it halfway every time. You don't have to pull it super, super tight. Unlike the cotton, there will be some ripples along the way, and it doesn't have to lay completely perfectly flat as long as you overlap halfway every time. Like I said, you'll see some little ripples here and there, and that's okay. And since it's a short arm, we'll stop here, just like so. And I'll go ahead and trim that. And I'll address the hand as well. On the hand, what I've done is I've cut the roll in half so that we can work around the smaller parts of the hand a little bit easier. I'll have the patient turn their hand a little bit sideways and lift their thumb. And as we come around, we'll be able to maneuver on both sides of the thumb with the smaller piece here, just like so. And then like we do with the cotton, we'll reinforce all of the edges, and then we'll talk about the next step in just one sec. So what we're going to do, we're going to take the safety tape, which usually comes like this. The safety tape is placed between the padding and the fiberglass so that when you go to remove the cast using the cast saw, you don't accidentally, for those that are very well versed with the cast saw, this gives you a little extra safety barrier. And there's two ways to end this padding. You can either extend the padding and fold it over on top of the edge of the safety tape, or you can take your strip and you can reinforce the edge 1 to 2 times to create that little bumper effect. I like this way preferably because when they come back, you can take a peek in here and you can see where the safety tape is, and that way you know where to cut. The folding over method, it's a little bit more challenging. You have to kind of discover where that safety tape is. There we go. Same thing, we'll reinforce this so that we catch the edge of the tape. One time there. I'll come around the thumb on the inside and on the outside just to give a little extra bumper there. You can do this 1 time or 2 times depending on how active your patient or the child is. Just kind of let it stick to itself. And then the next thing we're gonna do before I make the cast, before I put the fiberglass on, I'm gonna do the little demo that I do for the parents to show them how exactly this is waterproof. So when we go to put the fiberglass on the Gore-Tex, everything is really, really similar to how we would make a standard short arm cast. Very important to make sure to leave borders on this one, because what's going to happen as the Gore-Tex gets wet, it'll flare back a little bit, it'll get kind of bunched up, and especially if they're using it for like swimming pool use, the chlorine, if they're going in the pool on a daily basis, believe it or not, the chlorine will eventually start to eat away at the Gore-Tex. So you want to make sure that you want to leave at least one row, of, I guess you'd call them little cells on all the edges. Try to leave at least 1 row of cells as a buffer. So planning on the fact that, wear and tear and water and, the breakdown and all that business. So you lay it on there, nice and comfortable, doesn't have to be tight. This part, from all the previous videos you've watched on our channel, this should be pretty self-explanatory. You'll see, like I said, you're gonna leave a ledge. The other reason for leaving a nice row of cells there is because you can peel back to see where you left your safety tape underneath. So this is the first layer. We'll stop there for just a moment, and because this is an adult size arm, we'll go ahead and do two rolls of fiberglass to make it nice and sturdy. And then this will be the end of the first part of the video. The second part of the video, which will be immediately after this one, will be how to remove this properly and different tricks regarding the cast saw on Gore-Tex versus cotton. So we'll finish up with this and we'll move on to the second part of the video. If the removing part of the cast is more important to you, you can skip right to that one, if you already know how to do this. And we'll wrap it up here, and I will see you on part 2 of this video.